If you're a man over 60, and you've been feeling tired, unmotivated, or like your body just isn't keeping up anymore, stop scrolling. What if I told you? It might not be your age that's the problem. It might be something far simpler and far more fixable. After years of listening to thousands of older men share their stories, one pattern keeps showing up. Strong men, caring husbands, hard-working fathers, now asking one quiet question: why don't I feel like myself anymore? Here's the truth. No one's told you you may be missing just 3 essential vitamins. That's it. And once you know what they are, how they work, and how to use them the right way, everything can change. Today I'm going to walk you through the most important vitamins every man over 60 needs for energy circulation and confidence. And by the end, you'll have a clear, simple plan. No gimmicks, no miracle pills. Just real, proven steps to help you feel strong, sharp, and fully alive again. Because growing older doesn't mean fading away. It means taking charge on your terms. Stick with me. We're starting with the most overlooked vitamin of all, the one that powers your blood flow, restores stamina, and might just be the key to getting your spark back. Let's start with the foundation, the one vitamin your body used to produce naturally and effortlessly, especially when you spent time outdoors. But now its levels are dropping sharply, and so is your energy, your performance, and your circulation. I'm talking about vitamin D. You might know it as the sunshine vitamin, but for men over 60, it's far more than that. It's what I call the circulation spark plug, because without it, your blood flow slows, your stamina fades, and even the most intimate parts of life become more difficult than they need to be. Let me tell you about someone I once worked with. His name was Jack. He was 67. Sharp, kind, but behind the smile was frustration. He said, "Doc, I still want to be close with my wife, but my body isn't cooperating anymore." Now I've heard that same quiet confession from hundreds of men. And more often than not, the answer isn't some expensive prescription. It's vitamin D. You see, most people think of vitamin D as something you get from the sun, or something kids need for strong bones. But that's only part of the story. Vitamin D plays a direct and powerful role in a man's performance, especially later in life. Here's how. When your body has enough vitamin D, it boosts the production of nitric oxide, a molecule that helps your blood vessels relax and open. That means more oxygen-rich blood flowing throughout your body, including the areas that matter most to your sense of masculinity. When you're deficient in vitamin D, that process slows down. Circulation suffers, energy drops, and intimacy becomes a struggle even when the desire is still there. Here's what might surprise you. More than 40% of older adults in the US are deficient in vitamin D. We're talking about good men, men who eat right, stay active, and still ask themselves, why don't I feel like myself anymore? This is why. Low vitamin D means low nitric oxide, and low nitric oxide means poor blood flow. And when blood can't reach where it needs to go, performance fades. But it's not just about sex, it's about stamina, mental clarity, the ability to get through your day feeling steady and strong. The good news: fixing a deficiency in vitamin D isn't complicated. Just 15 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight can help. So can eating more salmon, tuna, and fortified dairy. And if you're not getting enough from your lifestyle, a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement can be a game changer. I've seen it myself. Men who could barely finish a walk around the block suddenly feel energized, clear-headed, and more connected to their partners again. This isn't theory, it's chemistry. And it's one of the simplest ways to reclaim your vitality starting now. But while vitamin D is powerful, it's just one piece of the puzzle. Because even if your blood is flowing strong, you still need the energy to move it, sustain it, and turn it into action. That's where the next vitamin comes in. Now let's talk about something just as important as blood flow, your energy. Because even if your circulation is strong, you still need the power to use it, to move, to think clearly, to show up for the people you love fully present. That's where vitamin B12 comes in. And let me tell you, this one is a game changer. I'll never forget a man I worked with years ago. Let's call him Mike. He was 72, a retired firefighter and a proud granddad. Still tough, still sharp in spirit, but when he sat across from me, I could see something wasn't right. He said, "Doc, I sleep 8 hours, I eat my meals, but I still feel like I'm dragging all day. My brain's foggy, my body's tired. And when it comes to being close with my wife, I just don't have it in me anymore." Now that hit home, because it's a story I hear far too often, and one that usually leads back to one missing piece: vitamin B12. This isn't just a nice to have. B12 is essential for converting the food you eat into real usable energy. Without it, your body runs on empty, no matter how healthy your diet may be. And it doesn't stop there. B12 also helps your body produce red blood cells. Those cells carry oxygen to your muscles, your brain, and yes, to your most sensitive and intimate areas. So when B12 is low, everything slows down. Your stamina fades, your focus gets dull, and you start to feel disconnected from the things that once excited you. Here's the tricky part. As we get older, our ability to absorb B12 from food drops even if we eat meat, eggs, or dairy on a regular basis. That means many men over 60 are walking around with a silent deficiency that no one ever catches. Their lab results might look fine, their blood pressure might be under control, but inside they're running on fumes. The good news is, you can fix this, and often it's easier than you think. With the right kind of B12 in the right form, you can begin restoring energy, stamina, and mental clarity in just weeks. So what form should you look for? Most generic supplements use something called cyanocobalamin. It's cheap, but it's not effective for many older adults. What you want instead is methylcobalamin. That's the active form your body can actually use. It doesn't have to convert it, it just works. Some men respond well to high-quality oral supplements. Others may need B12 injections from a doctor, especially if their absorption is very low. Either way, the transformation can be profound. I've seen men go from falling asleep after lunch to hiking with their grandkids, laughing more, feeling present again. Not because they changed everything, but because they corrected one thing that mattered. And here's what that tells us. You don't have to live tired. You don't have to accept the fog. There is energy in you, and vitamin B12 can help you unlock it. But we're not done yet. Because your body also needs protection. It needs something to support your hormones, reduce inflammation, and strengthen the very systems that keep you feeling like yourself. Let's move on to the next essential. Now let's talk about the third essential nutrient. The one that defends your hormones, supports your heart, and helps keep your body working like it should. Vitamin E. Most people think of it as a skin supplement or something for fertility. But that barely scratches the surface. For men over 60, vitamin E is a powerful protector. And if your testosterone is slipping, if your motivation is fading, if you feel like you're not bouncing back the way you used to, this vitamin could be the missing link. Let me tell you about someone I saw not long ago. We'll call him Richard. He was 70, a retired pilot, disciplined, fit. He exercised regularly, ate well, and still came into my office with a familiar frustration. He looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I'm doing everything right. but I just don't feel like a man anymore." That moment stuck with me, because I knew exactly what was going on. Richard wasn't lazy. He wasn't broken. He was just missing something that most doctors never talk about: vitamin E. Here's what makes it so important. Vitamin E is a natural antioxidant. That means it helps fight off oxidative stress and inflammation, two things that quietly damage your blood vessels, your hormones, and your reproductive health as you age. This damage doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly. And without realizing it, you start losing your edge. Circulation weakens. Testosterone drops. Energy crashes. You might think, "I'm just getting older." But the truth is, your body's defenses are running low. That's where vitamin E comes in. It helps keep your blood vessels flexible and strong so oxygen and nutrients can flow where they're needed most. And it plays a key role in supporting testosterone production. That's right, the very hormone that fuels your drive, your confidence, your sense of purpose. Low testosterone doesn't just affect the bedroom. It impacts how you feel about your life, your mood, your motivation, your ability to get up in the morning and take charge of your day. The best part, restoring vitamin E is simple. And it doesn't require any drastic changes. You can get it naturally through foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, and leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard. Or, if needed, a high-quality vitamin E supplement can help fill in the gaps. But be careful, not all supplements are created equal. You want the natural form, not synthetic versions that don't give you the full benefit. I've had patients come back just a few months after making this shift, and their whole energy had changed. Sharper minds, stronger bodies, and something even more important, a renewed connection to life itself. You see, vitamin E isn't just about fertility, it's about vitality. And when you get that part right, everything else starts to fall into place. But here's a question I often get. Do these vitamins actually work better when used together? Can they amplify each other's effects? The answer is yes. And what happens when you combine them might just surprise you. Now that you know how powerful these three vitamins are on their own, let's talk about what happens when you use them together. Because when taken correctly, they don't just support different parts of your body. They create a ripple effect, one that can completely change how you feel, how you move, and how you age. Let me tell you about a man named Harold. He was 68, a retired high school coach who had always taken pride in staying active. He'd already been using vitamin D for his circulation. Then he added B12 when he started feeling tired. Eventually, we talked about vitamin E and its role in hormone support. He took them all one by one, but it wasn't until he used them together consistently and in the right amounts that something clicked. I still remember the day he walked into my office smiling from ear to ear. "Doc," he said, "I don't know what you did, but I feel like I've got a new engine. That's not magic, that's synergy. See, these vitamins don't just sit in your system doing separate jobs, they work as a team. Here's how. Vitamin D helps improve blood flow by boosting nitric oxide, the molecule that opens your vessels and allows oxygen to move freely. Vitamin B12 builds red blood cells so that oxygen can actually travel through that circulation system and reach your muscles, your brain, and every part of you that needs it. And vitamin E, it protects those blood vessels. It keeps them flexible. It reduces inflammation. And it supports your hormone levels, especially testosterone, which drives your energy and motivation. Alone, each one plays an important role. But together they form what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormonal balance working in harmony. That's the real key. Because the older we get, the more delicate the balance becomes. Our bodies don't recover like they used to. We don't absorb nutrients as efficiently, inflammation builds, and a single missing piece can throw everything out of sync. But when all three of these nutrients are in place and they're the right forms taken daily, your body starts to remember. It remembers how it felt to wake up with clarity, to walk without tiring, to laugh without aches, and to connect with the people you love with a sense of confidence you thought was gone. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming quality, reclaiming strength, reclaiming yourself. And the best part, you don't need 10 different pills or complicated routines. You just need consistency and the right foundation. But here's where many men get it wrong. They start strong, then unknowingly make a mistake that cancels out the very progress they're trying to make. And if you're not careful, you could be doing it too. Now that you know what works, let's talk about what doesn't. Because there's one mistake I see men over 60 make all the time, and it quietly cancels out everything they're trying to fix. Let me tell you about a man named Leonard. He walked into my office one morning holding a plastic grocery bag. Inside were at least a dozen different supplement bottles. He spread them out across my desk and said, "Doc, I've been taking all of these for months, but I still feel exhausted, foggy, and honestly, nothing's improving where it counts." Now, Leonard wasn't lazy. He wasn't doing this halfway. He was trying hard. But like so many others, he had fallen into the trap of thinking all supplements are the same. And that's the mistake. Most men assume that just taking a supplement is enough. But what they don't realize is this: not all vitamins are created equal. The form, quality, and consistency of the supplement matter just as much as the nutrient itself. Let's take vitamin B12. Most discount brands use a form called cyanocobalamin. It's cheaper to produce, but many older men can't properly convert it inside their bodies, so they take it and flush it right out. What you want instead is methylcobalamin. This is the active form your body can actually absorb and use immediately. It's the same with vitamin D. There's D2 cheap synthetic and far less effective. And there's D3 natural, more bioavailable, and what your body truly needs. Then there's vitamin E. Some brands use synthetic forms that lack the full spectrum your system needs for hormone support and circulation. Natural vitamin E offers a complete profile that actually delivers results. Now let's talk about the other half of the mistake: inconsistency. Too many men take their vitamins once, maybe twice a week, when they remember. But your body doesn't thrive on random effort. It runs on rhythm. If you want to rebuild energy, restore blood flow, and support hormone balance, you need steady daily support. That's what makes the difference. So when Leonard made the switch from low-grade synthetic supplements to high-quality active forms, and he started taking them consistently every single day, the transformation was fast. Just a few weeks later, he looked different. He was sleeping better, waking up refreshed, and in his own words, feeling like a man again. Not because he tried harder, not because he added more pills, but because he finally did it right. So if you're listening to this and wondering why you haven't felt the benefits yet, don't give up. Take a closer look at what you're using. Check the label. Look at the form. And most of all, ask yourself if you've made this a habit. Because without consistency, without quality, even the best advice in the world won't make a lasting difference. Now that you know what to avoid, let's take everything we've learned and build something real, something practical. A daily routine you can stick with, one that actually works. So now you're probably wondering, how do I take all this information and turn it into something I can actually stick with? A real routine. One that works. One that doesn't take over your life. Just something simple, something sustainable, That's exactly what this next part is all about. Because after helping thousands of men, I can tell you the ones who see real results aren't doing anything extreme. They're following a basic, powerful rhythm day in and day out. Let me introduce you to someone I'll call Frank. He was 66, a former carpenter, strong hands, big heart. But lately his energy had dipped. His sleep was off, and he'd quietly started pulling away from the bedroom. He wasn't looking for a magic pill. He just wanted to feel like himself again. So here's what we did. We built a simple daily plan around the 3 essential vitamins. No overhauls, no rigid diet rules, just clear, easy steps that made sense. Every morning, Frank started his day with a tall glass of water and his vitamin B12 supplement taken right alongside a breakfast rich in protein. Eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie all worked well. Why the morning? Because that's when your body needs the boost to kickstart your energy for the rest of the day. After breakfast, he'd step outside for just 15 minutes of sunlight. That daily walk didn't just help his joints, it helped stimulate his body's natural vitamin D production. But on cloudy days, or during winter months, he added a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with his first meal. Then came lunch. Nothing fancy, just smart additions. A handful of almonds or sunflower seeds gave him a healthy dose of vitamin E. Sometimes he'd drizzle a bit of olive oil over his salad. Sometimes he'd toss in a handful of spinach or Swiss chard. That was it. 3 nutrients, 3 simple habits. No stress, no cluttered pill cabinet. And the results? They came quickly. Within weeks, Frank felt sharper, stronger, more connected to his wife, more present with his grandkids, more confident in his own skin. Not because he changed who he was, but because he gave his body what it had been quietly asking for. And you can too. You don't need 12 different pills. You don't need complicated trackers or expensive powders. What you need is consistency. The right nutrients in the right forms taken daily with intention. And above all, you need the mindset that says, I'm still in control of my health. And I'm not done yet. Because you're not. If you've made it this far, thank you. That alone tells me something powerful about you. You're not giving up. You're not settling. You're still searching for strength, clarity, and connection. And here's what I want you to remember. It's not too late. Not even close. You still have time to feel strong, to feel alive, to feel like you. You've just learned the truth about 3 essential vitamins that can help restore your circulation, reignite your energy, and support your confidence as a man. But knowledge means nothing without action. So start small, start steady, and start today. If this video gave you hope, if it helped you understand your body just a little better, then please take a second to hit the like button. It tells the platform this content matters. And if you want to keep learning how to stay strong and vibrant after 60, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss another message made just for you. And I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, tell me which part resonated most with you, or let me know what you'd like us to cover next. Because this space isn't just for watching, it's for building something together. You're not alone in this, and your best days, they're still ahead.